So basically, today I'm gonna give you a presentation of the new Zentyal Remote, and Zentyal Remote is the new name for us, JZ of Zentyal Cloud. So I want to not only change the name, but there's a lot of things that we have done, and I wanna show you what's Zentyal Remote and what is new and what is the next steps and stuff like that. Okay. So basically, Zentyal Remote is the central point to manage and monitor Zentyal servers. And now we have also support for Zentyal desktops, right? So here you can find all the features that are currently in Zentyal Remote. So there's a lot of features, but mainly we have alerts that Zentyal server may generate an alert and send you an email if something goes wrong. For instance, you have high medium load, or HTTP proxy is not working, or any service is not working. So you can be notified by email or be in the interface. You can see how your Zentyal is working. It's also reports for some kind of detective some trends in the past and the future about your service, for instance, HTTP proxy or file sharing. And also there is queue updates. That is one of our main service in order to have quality assurance updates. Last year I have a whole presentation about these things, so if you have any questions later on, I can tell you a lot of whatever question you have, or you can interrupt me if you want. Okay, and we have also, there's a lot of features, but now I want to talk about inventory, remote access, and troubleshooting, right? Because this is the new features that we have now in Zentyal Remote. What is this? We want to we want to give access to desktops, right? So we want to be able not only to manage Zentyal servers, that now we can be able from the Zentyal Remote panel, you can access directly to your server using the web interface, but also we want to access to desktops. So in order to do that, we need to have something in the desktop that is a package called Zentyal Desktop that is currently available for XP and Windows 7, sorry. And we want to have also this for Linux and for Mac, right? So basically you install the agent, and then you will be registered in Zentyal Remote, and you will be able to access to the main graphical environment for Windows or Linux or Mac, right? This remote access is enabled on demand. That means that you have to explicitly set that you want to access to that, to give permission for accessing for the operator into your computer. So it's not a backdoor, it's not something that you have enabled by default. You have to say it explicitly. It's installed by the administrator. So the users, it's not needed for the user for installing the application or do whatever. Because why this? In order not to have problems with permission, securities, issues and stuff like that, because the user is normally here when you have a Zentyal Desktop agent installed, the user is not technical. So this kind of configuration is pretty easy. Just put in what is your Zentyal server. It's necessary to be done by the administrator. But it is demanded by user. Once you open a new session with a user, the Zentyal Desktop agent is launched, and then it's only you have to say okay in the Zentyal logo, and you say okay, I want to enable remote access assistance because I cannot do anything. For instance, configure your printer, or you have problems with a virus or whatever, you have access to the Windows directly, to the Windows desktop, and you can say, okay, this is a problem. So The main thing here also is using the web interface. What that means? That means that you have the same point for manage your servers and desktops in a central point. So it's not necessary for the operator, for the partner or the one who has to give support on these desktops to install this install anything in her machine, in his machine. So you can say, okay, I go to that URL, and you can go through the inventory and just say, okay, this is the desktop, and say it's online. It's online because you have enabled the remote access assistance, so you can get in. And also, as is said here, you have a hardware inventory. This is pretty important in order to make sure or how to know which desktop is the one who has problems, or how big is the desktop, or anything. For instance, if it's a problem with the memory, you can see before entering into the desktop, you can know if it's a bad hardware or it's a good hardware or something. That if you manage more than 100 desktop, is very important. This it's fundamental, I think. So I have here a screenshot. So this is actually working. And as you see here, I don't know if you see, but there's a browser tab up there with rdxcloudzentyal.com. So this is the URL that we use for entering. It's just another service. And as you can see, there is a Zentyal favicon down there saying it's the agent, and you can get in. Right, so this is the desktop that is sending encrypted and using a secure channel. So you can do whatever you want, sharing the screen with the user. So for instance, here we have two windows, and you can see whatever. You can do any kind of network configuration using command tools or whatever you need using Windows. Right? In Linux or Mac, it should be the same way, and it will be available soon. Right? So the other main feature that we have now, in the past, alerts were something more like, okay, this is, I send you an email saying, okay, you ran out of space, disk space, so you have to do something, right? But nothing else. You have to do this, and you have in the main control panel, you are able to see the list of alerts, and that's all. But now we want to give to partners or to people who want to use it as a central point, we want to give more, right? In order to give more to troubleshoot the problems that you may have, we provide some kind of new workflow, right? So basically, here you find the functional way of working with this tool. So you receive an alert by mail, or you can get into Zentyal Remote, and you say, okay, I have to enter into Zentyal Remote, and you can see the critical alerts at the front point. In the next slide we'll have it, and say, okay, I want to see this alert, how to fix it. In order to fix this, you have to see, okay, there are a troubleshooting page, a fix page that say some things for you. For instance, if you have a high load, then say how to fix this. In order to fix a high-load problem in your server, you may have to kill some hunger processes, or you maybe have to stop any process that goes completely crazy, or for instance, if you have this usage, you have to remove some temporary directories and saying, okay, you have to remove these temporary directories in order to have a temporary space available. And you can also see detailed monitoring graphs related with this alert. For instance, if you have an alert at 2 p.m. in the at 2 a.m. in the morning, and you see the alert at 8 a.m. in the morning, you say, okay, I have to go to the monitoring graph, saying, okay, I want to see the graphs for the last day in order to see what the hell has happened here. But here in this page, you have the graphs for the related metrics for that alert in that time. That means that you can see, for instance, if you have a high-low, you can see directly at that time, when the high-low started, or when, if it's something that happens suddenly, if you shorted your space, you have something there that you can be able to know and to diagnose better the issue. As well, you have the knowledge base. And the knowledge base is something new. It's not currently opened yet, but we have a lot of rules that is now available at support.zentyal.com that we want to integrate as well here with, for instance, if you have problems with your service because it's stopped, there are some knowledge-based articles related to that service that is written by the Zentyal staff. So it's very deep information for helping you in order to fix this. And also you have the remote access in order to get to the machine in order to fix this. So you have everything in the same page in order to fix this problem. If it has been solved, you are very happy. And you say, okay, my customer has no problem anymore. So if you are happy, this alert will be removed by the interface. So it was not necessarily any other action if for instance, if you are available to free some space, or you have been able to reduce the load, for instance. If not, you have to ask Jota, Javier, or anyone else from technical support and say, okay, help me out because I'm not able to fix this issue. So here we have the main interface from Zentyal Remote. Is completely revamped, as you may see. And this is the main page that you are able to see how's going on in my customers and in my own servers. So here at the first table, you see there are some critical alerts saying, okay, in this company, for this host, in this category, you have a problem, and the description of the problem, and you have a link to directly view the troubleshooting page. And also you have a summary for all companies that you have saying, okay, you have a lot of red, so this is very bad because you have a lot of critical alerts, or you may have some yellow, or you may have everything green, so all subsystems are working properly. So here also you can see there are some new categorization in order to help you to monitor and to manage your problems. For instance, if you have problems with connectivity, you will be, for instance, you have problems with the Zentyal connectivity, or there are some one failover events or whatever, you have all the alerts together. So if it's better for you to diagnose in separating things in order to focus on problems not related with system, with browsing, with communication. So basically, the other thing that we have is already in the past is the context over there, and in the next slide, in the next slides, we see something else about this. So here you find the troubleshooting page for high medium load, so you can see the date of the load and say, okay, it's December, and saying, okay, your CPU is going well, and saying it has exceeded the threshold, so you have problems, right? So it's saying also which processes may cause in this problem. So this is very good for you in order to fix this problem. For instance, by killing the process. For instance, in this case, is Apache web configuration, web interface. So it's saying to you how to fix this. It's all over there, and you can say, okay, you can see the list and provide you even the command that you should put in your machine in order to fix this. So you have a link to remote access, and you can have also the link to the support platform in order to open a new issue. And also you are able to see exact the problem when it was and how it working in the past and the future. As you may see, someone at some point, 3 a.m., has done something that make the computer go crazy. For instance, in this Apache, or something that makes the Apache consume the whole CPU. So another feature that we have now, we have added is inventory. So we have hardware inventory. It's a huge page. You have a lot of metrics about CPU installed. You have also memory, I/O subsystems, about desktops and servers. So here you find the main page of inventory, and you have the name for the Zentyal server or the desktop host name, and you also have the IP address. So it's not necessary for you to know in advance in which network your desktop is working. In order to know, for instance, how to access to a server, if you have this, you will easily perform any required steps to perform better customer service. And also you have the displays and the alerts, and you can see here, you have the remote access also available here. It's very important for us to give a very intuitive interface in order not to make you go slow because of the tool. Why I'm saying this? Because you probably have problems and some customers calling you, and you have your customer at the phone and they're asking you to fix the problem as soon as possible. So you are pretty normally, not normally, but maybe you get nervous. So you have to know pretty big, pretty rapid. You have to know where to go, and you have to have the links available wherever place. So as I said, this is the main thing that we have done, the troubleshooting and improve alerts. So the alerts now, as I said before, they are stateful. That means that they are only appear when it's necessary. Once the problem has been resolved, it disappears and it's sending you an email saying, okay, this alert has been solved, and it's sending to you. And this is auto-configured, so it's not necessary for you to do a thing. Just install and register your server, and then a new package that is only available for customers is Zentyal Cloud Prof will be installed and automatically in your Zentyal server and auto-configure these metrics for you. And these metrics are about high HTTP proxy service time, or the server is disconnected, or whatever. And there are also available some configuration mail notifications. For instance, if you don't want to be notified by email, or if you want to change the dress codes, or also keep alerting when you have a problem for more than one day. It's saying, okay, I will send you an email once a day, or once a year, or never. So this is the main improvements in alert. But we have been working also in reports, and we want to make a step forward in reports, because in the 2.2 version of Zentyal server, you have to have your Zentyal server connected to Zentyal Remote in order to get reports about Zentyal. So this problem is fixed with Zentyal 3.0, and you will be able to see the trends and actions prevented to be done, and auditor your system. You will be able to do this without the server even connected, or this information will be always available in remote, and will be available using HTML. XML. And it will be also exportable to PDF for showing to your client. So for instance, if you have a client that want to know which web traffic was done in the past, in the last month, you will be able to send him a report using PDF without entering into Zentyal Remote. Or you can give him access to Zentyal Remote nowadays and say, okay, you can have access to your server, but also to the reports. And now we changed the granularity. It was in the past until month, and now you will have an hour granularity. And our granularity means only for the last 24 hours, and then in the next 24 hours and so on until the first month, you have the granularity by day, and after the last month, you have granularity by month. right? So it is consolidate. So the reports will be not huge, not something that is not useful for you, but is consolidate in order to give you the data you need at the moment. Because you need granularity when you have problems now, or you want to know something about the last few days, but in that moment, in the last month, I want to know for these days what the hell happened that my server was not working properly. So that's why you have this kind of granularity. And it's like, I don't know, it's like if you use Google Analytics, it's something very similar. And we want to make sure that is useful for our clients. So it's up to, there are up to, as in 2.2, 14 models to make reporting. The most important ones are HTTP proxy, file sharing with Samba 4, about this usage by the search or the user that using file sharing, and also bandwidth monitoring for accessing, for know which kind of traffic is going through your server. And you are able, for instance, to know if their network is being used by games or anything else because of these reports. This report is something like that, okay? And it's about, as I said, last day, last month, or last year, you can see the web traffic, right? Here you have find the web traffic in the last year, more or less, and you can see how it's performing for this server. And we'll be able to see for every metric. Here you find something that is a mock-up because it's not currently available, but it will be very, very soon. I hope so. And if you have something else, we will be available here. So it's just the same data nowadays that we have in 2.2 for PDF. So basically, will we have file sharing, HTTP proxy, printers, this usage, what is the same thing that we have in the past. So other improvements also, completely new interface. As you have seen, we changed completely the interface with Zentyal Remote and Zentyal Server. We have worked a lot to make it cleaner and simple, to make this useful. And we have eased the communications between remote and servers. In the past, if you are customers, you will know that we have some kind of issues with some kind of poor connections. So now we have implemented better protocols, a new layer with the communication among servers and remote. And we have improved the scalability and robustness of Zentyal Remote. And also there are all new alerts, new monitoring graphs, new reports. So the same features are extended. If we have a new model, we always have a new alert or new report that could be useful for us in order to make monitoring. And it's adapted to Ubuntu Persist, so it works with Zentyal 2.2, with Zentyal 2.0, and now with Zentyal 3.0. And today or tomorrow you have available the free trial. If you go to this URL, you will be able to get a trial for Zentyal 3.0 to test the Zentyal Remote features. So this is my presentation. If you have any questions, feel free.
Is it possible to group the inventory machines, for example, sales department, bookkeeping department, stuff like that, or by servers and desktops?
Yeah, nowadays the grouping feature is only available for servers, but it will be available also for desktops, yeah. Yeah, now even if you don't know the tool, now you can group all the servers in the way that you like. As you said, by department, for instance, and you can say, okay, I want to run a job or a script on all that servers, or you can monitoring and so in things. As you can see in the context, you are able to select the group and do things with that. for instance, make reporting, see the alerts related with that, and stuff like that. So the answer is yes. And desktops will be available soon. Again?
Well, I have more than one customer, and of course, this customer has different servers. Is it possible to build something like a tree in the remote tool, so I can see, okay, for this customer, these 3 servers exist? So I don't have one list, I want to group it also.
It's not try like the interface. It's something like I want to group these servers, and you are able to see in the context. You can see these groups and select this group, but it's not available as a tree like. You have to make the group and then you work with it, but it's not available as a tree like. It's something just more the other thing.
Have a question there? Or something?
Yeah?
No, I was asking if there was some other
Do you
question.
have any question?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, I have an announcement here because we have we make some service. Some people here already know that, and we have the service outside, and we have also Zentyal Remote available if you want to take a look. Not necessarily a trial, but just saying how Zentyal Remote looks like. So if you want to take a look and have a talk with me, or if you want to fill in the survey that I have, it will be pretty happy for me. And if you have anything else to say, Enrique Hernández, and this is my Twitter and my RC if you want to talk to me anytime. Right?
Thank you, Kike.